Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the support of Oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Already shuffled. First half relationships, second half singles, and we pop out the Oracle cards as necessary. Oh, here we go. What is going on? What is going on here? Alright, so there's some confusion already. Alright, so you got Herman. If in case you don't know, I don't know I have a habit the last week or two of referring to the devil card as Herman. Herman, the unwanted party guest. I don't know why. I don't know how I got in that habit, but that's how I've been referred to him. Alright, so let's get into it because something seems a little complicated here. So this doesn't feel like a normal tit for tat read. I feel like things are slurring in and out here, just to start with. And here we go with all the ticks. That's great. Now, on your side, you have the Page of Wands. This seems to be the way they're giving this to me. This is where this is all starting. Something comes your way, you're hearing some things. And this, whatever you're hearing, this is sparking the whole situation. Now, I'm questioning whether you're hearing something good or bad, and I don't really know if it really hits good or bad. I just feel like it's information comes your way, and it doesn't feel like it goes left or right. And I'm not really feeling, I'm feeling like, you're feeling pretty good at this point. It feels like you're feeling pretty good. Information comes your way. It's just information. I don't understand this really. Whatever comes your way, you like it, but it's just information. I don't feel like it's shocking. I feel like it's expected, and you're happy to hear it, whatever it is. But I don't feel like it's good or bad for whatever that means. Now, things are on schedule. Alright, so that seems to be, they're telling me things are on schedule, which means the information isn't good or bad. It's on schedule. Kind of expected, you're happy about this. This seems to be starting the situation. Why? I'm sure we'll get into in a moment. Now. Okay. This is how it starts. You're hearing things are on schedule. You're happy about that. Your partner is the, yeah, okay. Four of Swords with the yes, passive yes. The passive yes, I've started to see this card come through a few different ways. Sometimes people are agreeable, but their heart isn't really into it, or they're just kind of doing the yes man thing, like, oh yeah, that's how it is. Maybe it's not really that way. Especially because I feel like the Four of Swords is saying your partner, I don't think they're lying. Things are on schedule. But they're not telling you that that's not going to last. Things are on schedule right now, but there's already been some hiccups that are going to cause a delay down the road, and they're not telling you. So the yes, because there's two yeses in this desk. It's one with and one without the exclamation. The exclamation means a definite yes. The one without is more of a passive yes. Which I feel like what you're asking them is the truth. They are telling you the truth. Things are on schedule. What they're not telling you is there's already been hiccups and there's going to be delays coming forward that it might behoove them to tell you now. They're not telling you that, though. Alright. Now, they didn't tell you that. Does this happen first? Yes. Knight of Swords. They're telling you at first everything's on schedule, things are fine. They're not telling you at first about these other things. As you keep going down the line, then they tell you about the hiccups. They come forward, they let you know about things happening and the delays that are about to happen, So that happens. You're not. This is where Herman shows up. Herman, the unwanted partygaster, also known as the devil. Seven of Pentacles. With, like, you're seeing, I feel like to you this is a setback. You thought you were at the Eight of Pentacles. Turns out you're at the Seven of Pentacles because of this delay. So, the effort's continuing on. It's just going to take longer than you wanted it to. You're not happy about this. I feel like you're very well aware that your partner knew about this. In fact, I feel like the viewpoint is coming across. You clearly knew about this, and this is how I know you knew about this. Why didn't you just tell me? I feel like that's coming across. Because it's like, to you it's a setback because of how you felt. Like, you felt like everything was on schedule. And they're like, yeah, everything was on schedule. And you're like, no, it wasn't. Sure, like, we were supposed to be at spot 3 at this point, and we were at spot 3. But you knew we weren't going to make it to spot 4 on time at this. You already knew at that moment. You should have told me that we weren't going to, because that meant we were off schedule if you weren't going to hit the next point on schedule. Like, to you, I feel like you're saying to your partner, like, all right, yes, we wanted the porch done by this date. And the porch was done, so technically we were on schedule. But you knew we weren't going to be able to start on the kitchen because the tile wasn't in yet. So technically, because the tile wasn't in yet, we weren't going to be able to do the kitchen. We were already off schedule because we knew the next spot wasn't going to happen on time. So I feel like this argument's happening. Like, the other person's saying, we were on schedule. We wanted to be at this point at this time, and we were. And you were kind of coming at it like, no. You knew that tile wasn't in, and we weren't going to be able to do that. So we were already off schedule because, like, I feel like this argument is happening. Like, it's semantics. Like, but technically, I feel like you were already off schedule. That's how I'm viewing it. That's probably because I'm connecting to the Scorpio side here. It's kind of like you knew this was going to fall apart. You knew we were not really on schedule because we couldn't do that part next. Like, we can't be on schedule if you already know this isn't going to happen on time. I just feel like there's this weird argument. Like, you're not happy. You're just like, you should have told me. You should have said, you shouldn't have told me we were on schedule when we really weren't. They're just arguing back, like, but we were. And they're like, no, we weren't. It just keeps going back and forth like this. I just feel like this is this weird argument that's just not relenting. And probably because I'm connecting to the Scorpio energy. Not that I wouldn't anyway, because I'm Pisces. I probably would connect the Scorpio energy on my own. But it does feel like, you knew this roadblock was there. Like, there's no way we were going to hit the 4th checkpoint on time. There was no way. That's off schedule. That's off schedule. But you're annoyed. You're just like, come on, just admit. You knew we were off schedule. You said we were on schedule. That's not the case. The other person just feels like, it keeps coming back. The other side's going like, no. For the time where we were supposed to be, we were on schedule. I just feel like it's an annoyance. It's just an annoying argument. Which, with the Herman there, the double card with the 7 of Pentacles, it feels like a setback to you, and you're not happy. You're just like, I thought we were doing a lot better than we are, and the fact that you let me feel that way makes me angry, because I could have probably done something a little different, and that's why you're not happy. The devil card there is probably saying you might have a hard time letting it go. It might get a little heated. In the near future, the situation will improve is also coming across these two cards. I don't, like, if I'm going to use that same analogy, like the tile didn't come in for you to do this kitchen yet, just for argument's sake. It's maybe just like 2 to 3 days late. It's not that bad. And I feel like you could catch up to get back on schedule. So you'll be back on schedule is kind of what I'm thinking. In the near future, the situation will improve. Either you'll be back on schedule or you'll have recouped enough time that it doesn't really bother you as much as it does right now. I feel like you're still like feeling it, like your partner knew. Your partner was holding back information. That's the shorthand of it. And they were doing that because they didn't want you to get upset. And I feel like you're looking at it like, you know what? You should have just told me. You shouldn't have held back information. And that's the truth of why you're not happy here. And I feel like maybe that's what you want to push forward at this point. It's not about being on schedule or off schedule at this point. It's about you held back information from me, and you knew that was going to affect me. You should not have held back that information. That's what this is about. All right. Now, what is happening next is a good question, because you have an interesting little connection here. You have the Knight of Wands, and you got this Temperance. This is how it fell out, and I just felt like they're trying to make a point here. You're ready to go forward. You're ready to move. You're ready to do things. Temperance right over it, especially the way it's over it. You're not allowed to do what you want to do in the time frame you want to do it. It's not happening. It's just not happening. But the Temperance on its side is saying this can be a good or bad thing. Like their advice here is you can have a lot more success. Just choose a different direction. Use this time to your benefit. Something could go to your benefit here. Either if you can't do any work like you want to, enjoy the time, hang out with people, have a social time, whatever you need to do, or go under a different piece of the project if you can. If you can. But it's saying distract yourself. Enjoy yourself. Or if there's something else in this project you can get ahead on, I feel like I have to be honest, especially from what I know of Scorpios. If there's something else you can do at this project, you probably already did it anyway. Probably already did it. But they're saying distract yourself. Enjoy your time. If you can't go forward and you really want to, just have a social moment. Go out and do something. Enjoy yourself. Go visit somebody that you love. Something like that. The Temperance over this Knight of Wands here. They're just saying don't let this weight ruin your good time. It can go either way, up or down, whichever it can be. Like I feel like the reason this is like you could enjoy this stagnant time, or you could be really held down by it. That's how I'm feeling. That's why they're bringing this card here like this on its side. They're saying don't let it ruin your day. Enjoy yourself. You can still enjoy yourself because the Hanged Man is in your spiritual position. You're stuck. You're not moving forward. It's coming. It's just a stagnant period. It's unavoidable. Now, and you see this in your partner's spiritual sense. The Ten of Cups. Maybe this is time you could spend with your partner because maybe they need a break. Maybe they do need a break. And they want to spend time with you. I feel like they do want to spend time with you. It seems like the way this should go and the way that your partner is conducive, your partner wants to spend time with you, make the best of it. That's the position they're in. And it feels like choose a new direction with success, like take advantage of that time that's the advice here. Sure, the situation's kind of stuck for where it is, but it's seeming to come forward that like it's going to happen either way. You could use this time to enjoy your partner and enjoy time together, whatever level that seems to be. And I am getting forward, like some of you are working on situations where money might be a little tight, but I feel like there's still something you can do together, something minimal, even if it's just like, I know this is so cheesy, like Netflix and chill, but I don't know why I want to say it, but I want to say it. Like just watch a movie together, hang out, have some, enjoyable food, whatever makes you happy. Like make stuff at home, just have time together, watch something together, Go visit somebody. Maybe there's a relative in common you'd like to see or something like that. Like I feel like they're saying this situation's gonna happen. You could have a good time here. I feel like this is a really like you're gonna be happy. Your partner's gonna be extremely happy to hang out with you. So do that. Put with that what you want. But they're very conducive. Whatever you want. Six of Pentacles, where they're standing. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, they'll do it. Whatever you want, they'll do it. And I'm saying that in the sense of like they trust you. Like they know you. Whatever you want. I feel like you know what this means. Whatever you want to do, they'll go along with it. They just want to be with you. They just want to hang out with you. It's a breather from the project, whatever this might be. Especially since they know you're annoyed with them for holding back information. Whatever you want. Really, whatever you want. I feel like that's what's going to happen here. I mean, within reason, but I don't feel like that's even a factor, quite frankly. Now, the final thing here. I feel like this should be going along the sense where you spend time with your partner, you take advantage of this stagnant moment. Because the Tower and the Sun happen for your partner. Like I feel like you just give him a break. Whoever she, whoever it was, holding back that information, you give them a free pass on that one. I feel like at some point you make your point. You're like, you know what? Just don't hold back information from me, and we won't have a problem. Just tell me what's happening. Don't hold back because you think that's what I want to hear. I need the truth, because it's gonna come forward anyway. I don't know why you bother doing it that way. I feel like it comes across like that. But you're like, I'm gonna let that slide, just don't let it happen again. And you let it go. I feel like you literally let it go in the sense of you don't bring it towards them again. In that sense, you let it go. Because the Tower, they're not expecting you to let it go like that, and they're very happy and very thankful. They're just loving time with you. I feel like they're loving time with you, really. And what number is this? The Seven of Cups comes in between here. This makes it. They realize you know what, I'm gonna make sure. I look at this a little more carefully. The Seven of Cups makes me feel like. I feel like two things are happening. One, they're not gonna hold back information, but two, they're gonna see every possibility or find every avenue to make a situation move forward or give you options and things that they're gonna try to actively make it look like they tried to make a situation work out for you, but still they realize they better come forward with information they know it right off the bat, and to make sure those options are available as they go forward. There's just something else here about options going on here. I almost feel like your partner, this might be a situation, maybe this is part of it. They might go ahead and make decisions on their own. That might be what partly made a problem here in the past. And they're realizing, they're also addressing to themselves that if they start considering options, they have to include you on an option and get your input before they decide on something. That might be a big piece of it here. But they're happy. That seems to be how this ends for them. For you, you have one last card, the King of Swords. That's a strong energy. That's someone who... Now, this is a person that says what they want, but that goes in the realm of, if they don't want to say something, if they do want to say something, if you know what I mean, they're very strategic on what they say and when they say it. If they say they want to let something go and that's what they want the other person to feel, then they'll not communicate it forward if they're still feeling something, and they can do that poker face quite well. But I'm seeing him in the future for you. Makes me feel like you're still a little bit aggravated about the situation. You're just putting it down. You're just not letting your partner know that. But it's there, and you're just like,
It just shut off. I don't know why, but there we go. There's this. Where was I?
Okay. You were you're communicating what you want to communicate. You're in control of that. I feel like it's still sitting with you, but you've kept it from your partner. In other words, you're shutting it off because you don't want to affect the situation anymore. I feel like you're more, the reason you're kind of going into this state here of the King of Swords is like you're seeing the situation for the, like that, you're seeing it from the outside, I guess. You don't want this to keep drowning on the situation. There's a chance here to have a good time with your partner. You want to have that. You're not looking to hold the hatchet over their head. But you're like, you're going to keep an eye out. And I feel like the reason this is popping in is like, the next time you ask certain questions, like, are we on schedule? You might have some extra questions there just to, like, secure or, solidify what's actually happening. And you might be checking up a little more just to make sure the situation's working out the way you want it to work out. You might be checking up on some things yourself. I feel like you're taking more control of the communication here, and yeah, I feel like that's really a strong piece here. You might be checking up a little more on your own about what's happening instead of relying, because you're not happy about that still, but you're letting it go, but you might just like passively, I don't know if passively is the right word to say, covertly, like for example, the tile, if we're going to use that example again, maybe you'll just casually call yourself and see if the tile's in. Or, you'll just keep tabs where necessary. I feel like you're taking more control here of the communication. I feel like that's one of the reasons, but you're not causing a problem about it. You're communicating what you want to communicate to your partner because you want your partner to enjoy this moment, but you're keeping it to yourself about what you're feeling and thinking. And I feel like you're finding a way to circumvent the problem to not have it again. Good? Alright, so that was the last card. Sorry about that weird glitch there. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. No, I'm only on the first part of this. I still can't believe that stopped. That was weird. Makes me wonder if it taped the first part. I hope it did. Well, if it didn't, I'll have to do it again. That would not be cool. Alright, so let's go on to Scorpio singles. Scorpio singles. Messages for Scorpio singles. Scorpio singles. I just realized that was through the first that was only the first half of this video. Huh. Interesting. I don't know why it did that. Still find it odd that it shut off. Alright, Scorpio singles. Empowering information for Scorpio singles. It helps them find what they need out of the situation, see the truth of it, make decisions that make them happy, and help them move in a direction they want to move in. Alright. So tell me no with that card. Alright, so tell me no. Even as I was touching it, they're like, nope, they don't want to do that one. Alright. Alright, you know what? If I still need it, I'll bust these cards to match up with these. I'm still like, I'm pulled to that card though. I don't like that I pulled it out and put it back. Alright. I don't know. I don't want that card out there. I don't know why I'm like ambivalent about it. It's not usual. But anyway, let's just go forward. If it comes back at the end, I'll pop it out there. Now, you're starting in a spot with the Knight of Pentacles. And your thoughts are with the Sun card. I feel like this is more talking about you're very situated where you are and you're feeling comfortable where you are in life. I'm not feeling this is connected to a person. I just feel like you're very comfortable and you know where you're heading, you know what you want. You're feeling very good about that. There's some strength with that. The overall energy here is the Six of Cups. Cups, yes. So you're dealing with history of a situation. You're looking at your dating history, your relationship history, and you're feeling really good about where you currently are in the sense of like where you're headed. Pitfalls or things that have ended in the past that didn't work out. It's kind of like you're addressing them and looking at them for what they were. You're deciding, I don't want to create the same patterns again. And you're feeling like you're seeing things where I feel like you're looking back at the past, like past dating, past relationships, and you're seeing a progression. And you're seeing, like, you're getting a little, I feel confident about that because you're like, all right, originally I had this problem. And then this next one had this problem, but I realized that I got a little better and I'm getting a little better. Each time I get a little better. Hopefully, maybe this time it's at a point where this doesn't have to be an issue anymore. Maybe I'm at that point where I'm going to solve it and find someone to stick with for the rest of my life. Okay. Am I overly optimistic? No. Okay. So I'm like, am I being a little overly optimistic? Like, no, that's good. Okay, so. Now, I'm seeing this in the past, the Emperor. This tends to be a card that reminds me of Taurans for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Probably because I think the bull, isn't that the Tauran thing? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Now, but the reason it makes me kind of laugh because Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio. And it seems like the biggest challenge between the two is that Taurus is very dedicated to a pattern, and then Scorpio likes to be a little bit, what's the word I want to put? I don't know if random is the right word or spendthrift. That's the words that seem to be. Like, Taurus is 1, 2, 3, you do it in a pattern. Scorpio does things in random patterns. They like to be a little spontaneous. Hallelujah, it came through. Spontaneous. That's where they can have problems. It can start off small, but can become a mountain between the two of them. Because Taurus can get very aggravated by spontaneity, and Scorpios can get very bored with a regimen. So I feel like one of the reasons this is coming up is like, what I feel like you're looking at it like maybe, I'm hoping this is how this is hitting. You've picked good people that you just haven't matched with personality-wise. So it's not about picking good people. I know there's, a good amount of people watching these now, but still, for the most part, I feel like you're either identifying it with you pick good people, and it's just the way you're matching with these people. You're realizing that, you have to nip it in the bud in the beginning and realize, you know what? If this person is very much a regimented person, even though they're a great person, in the long run, that's not going to work for me. And you're looking for someone with a little bit more spontaneity. Or there is the other side where you've been picking jerks. And like the first one might have been like, or whatever. You're realizing like these characteristics that are defining a jerk person, and you're like, I don't want another jerk. So if these characteristics start popping up again, we're done before it even starts. It's one of the two. I feel like for the most of you, you've picked good people, and you're just realizing certain things you're not matching with, and you need to find somebody that's other than that. For a section of you, I realize you've been picking jerks, but you're really starting to get very keen on like what these characteristics are that are leading you to these train wreck situations. I don't know if I want to go that far, but like you're realizing like there's been some bad picks, but you're recognizing what's making them bad picks and like how you should have seen that in the beginning. Like at your current level, you're like looking back now. I see how like this attitude or the lying that started here, or how this person treated that person, or how I was treated even though I didn't realize it was a bad thing that actually is a bad thing, type thing. Like you're clicking in like these characteristics are not good. I was letting these things go like they weren't a big deal, but they were like a precursor to a problem. You're in a good spot. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm going to let that go now. Because you are definitely looking at the history of this, and you're evaluating and feeling really good about it because you're like, I see this now, and I'm leaving that in the past. 7 of Swords, I am leaving that in the past. I've learned from the past. I've had enough of certain things. I'm throwing these bad things in the fire. I'm taking the good things that I've learned, and I'm taking them into the future. Yay. Okay. Such an emphatic yay. Yay. um, Three of Cups, social times, good times, having a good time with people. I feel like each card here, these two cards at least, are just on their own. Like this is you're putting in the past, done. Having good times, having good social times, just enjoying life. I don't feel like you're like hunting for a partner. I don't feel like you're opposed to it. But social times seem like they're more about the people you're hanging out with, less about finding somebody else to be with. That's where it seems. Three of Wands here at the bottom, you're just flowing with this energy. You're definitely out there looking. I just don't feel like you're like obsessed with it, if that makes sense. I don't feel like you're obsessed with it. I feel like you're out there. You're out there to it. You're open to it. I just don't feel like you're obsessed with it, if that makes sense. It feels very free to me. Like, you know what, the wind is coming. I'll catch a breeze. It's fine. Like, I don't need anything to happen, but I'd like something to happen, but I don't need anything to happen. Okay. Then, Knight of Cups in the future. Excuse me, my yawniness. Okay, I'm just going to make up words. That's fun. This knight comes in. Do you like this or not is the question. That's where that hits. Okay. It was bothering me, this card, because it was just... This person comes in. You're thinking right off the bat, bad bet. Bad idea. Part of it is, this person coming towards you, there's a spark. There's a strong spark. But you're seeing characteristics that you don't think match with you. Either is there characteristics in the past that have led to demise, or there are characteristics in the past that in the long term, even though the person was a good person, it just didn't match. It just caused, and you're not happy about this because you're seeing this. The Ten of Swords, you're worried that this is just setting you up for failure. And you've got the not to worry. No need to worry. The no need to worry here. So I feel like I wondered where this, because this card, I was like, it was bothering me that it went back in the deck. I'm like, it really bothered me. The reason it went back is because it wasn't ready for it to come out. This is where it belongs. That's kind of what I'm feeling. You're worried that this is going to just crush you. Like this is just, you're going to get involved in something, it's going to go on for X amount of time, and at the end you're going to end up flat on your face, like this card. Stabbed in the back, unhappy, didn't work out. This person is coming at you very strongly though, I see this. And I'm getting this patient energy with the be assertive, which very much is reminiscent of this Emperor energy in the past. I feel like it's conducive. There's similarities here. It's not the same energy, but it's definitely, there's similarities, but it's not the same. Because I do want to acknowledge, while Taurus doesn't really match with Scorpio, but due to that reason, there's two other Earth signs, Virgo and Capricorn. For example, Capricorn, they also like a pattern. They just seem to be more conducive with like maybe your whimsicalness. There's more give in the like Capricorn and Virgo, and they seem to be because Taurus is more of a leader energy like Scorpio. They want things their way, and it's hard for them to kind of bend to that. But like Capricorn is like a go left or right energy. They can be the leader or they can be the follower. They usually don't like to be dominant in either section. They like to lead sometimes, they like to follow sometimes. But like you could work with a Capricorn and have more spontaneity there. Certain things have to be, set, but I feel like you're okay with that. That's what I'm getting here though. I feel like that's what they're saying. There's similarities to this last energy, but it's not the same energy. This is more of a conducive compromise from the last one. And I don't think you're going to see it in the beginning, They're saying at the end here, the Magician with wait it out. They're warning though, you could bring this forward into the future. Like, be careful not to bring the past into the future. Like, don't judge this person based on someone else. This person's different. There's differences. It's just seeing that. And I feel like the no need to worry is saying that this isn't really happening this time. But you might see those similarities and be just dead set that it's headed the same direction. I'm getting, like, for example, you're single. This is a single part of the read. If the other person's single, living on their own, they're very regimented on handling their own life. This is how they go on their own. But when you add somebody else in like you that's a little bit more spontaneous, they can be more conducive with that. Certain things like finances or scheduling on certain, like, for example, you're going to go on a trip in May. Planning for that trip and going on the trip is one thing. But, like, for example, maybe they'll handle making sure things are packed and taken care of. But, like, what you do when you're there, they're just planning on the actual trip part and going. When you're there, if you want to do this and that and change direction here and there, they like this energy should be more conducive with that. Once they understand that that's what you're going to do, like they might be part of their plan that you're going to take control when there, and it can go left or right. But as long as you know the trip happens, they don't care, if that makes sense. Like they're more open to, like, once the trip happens, it's your game. If you have a ball game scheduled for like 5 o'clock on this trip, like you're going to go to the Mets game, but then you decided, it's kind of raining, I don't want to do that, let's go swimming instead. They've already accepted that you're going to be the one in control of that. They don't care as long as they're hanging out with you. I hope that makes sense. As where the past energy I'm getting here with the Emperor, because it does feel very much like Taurus to me, it's more of like, you're supposed to be at that game at 5. I don't like that you're changing the plan because I've made more plans based on your plan. Like, there's a difference in this energy. And neither energy is bad. Neither energy is bad. It's just like how it melds in with yours, if that makes sense. And if you give it, they're saying wait. If you wait it out and you get a feel for this, you'll see that there's definitely similarities, definitely. But there's differences that are very important. The differences make all the difference. The differences make all the benefit. All the. I don't know, I just want to say the differences make all the difference. It's just a really poor way to say that, but I can't think of another way to say it. But it makes the impact. The differences make all the impact here. That's better. All right. So this can work out. They're just saying don't shoot yourself in the foot right off. Give it a chance to, like, come forward, because I feel like you're going to see how this person lives their life. And on their own, it does seem a lot similar, but when somebody else is added in, it does change things for this person. So there's more going on here than meets the eye. Just if you wait it out, you'll see how this kind of works. Okay. Anything else? All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Hopefully this first part of this taped the way I wanted it to. We'll find out. If not, we'll just put it back in, whatever I need to do. So thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.